Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest video recipe. And in this one I'll be making another one of our customers' favourite pie recipes, and it's these amazing sausage, egg and tomato pies. They're very simple and cheap to make and are absolutely delicious. In this video I'll be making 4 individual pies, but you can easily adapt the recipe to make one large pie. Back in the early 60s, my mum used to make these on a large dinner plate, so you can easily adjust the recipe to suit your needs. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. I'll leave a link in the description under the video, or you can click on the eye icon top right of the screen to take you directly to the recipe page. I'd also like to thank my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thanks supporters for their very kind help in producing these tutorial videos. Your amazing financial support really helps with ever increasing equipment, ingredient and editing software costs. I'll be giving you all a name splash and shout out a little later in the video. Right, let's get on with this delicious pie recipe. I'll start the recipe by making the pastry. And once again, I'll be using my easy hot water crust pastry method for this one. First job, get a pan on the stove, add the water and bring it to a simmer. Now add the salt to the flour. Place the butter and fat into the hot water and stir until it melts. Make a well in the flour and add the hot liquid. Using my trusty wooden spoon handle, I'll bring it all together. Now I'm using butter and lard to make my pastry, but if you don't like or you don't use lard, you can replace it with some other kind of fat. You can even use all butter if you wish, but the pastry will become a little more crumbly. Once it's all together, scrape down the sides of the bowl. And FYI, most of the implements I use in my videos are available in the website shop if you're interested. It's just another way you can support the channel, guys. Now tip the dough onto a floured surface and fold it all together into a smooth ball. Your dough should now be cool enough to handle, but always check first. Try not to overmix at this stage. If you overwork pastry, it can become a little tough when cooked. Incidentally, this is exactly how you make pastry for your traditional pork pies. I do have a 2-part video on how to make pork pies. I'll leave links in the description box below the video if you're interested in making those. Right, this pastry is way too hot and soft to use at the moment, so I'll cut it into 2 pieces. One large one for the bases of the pies and a smaller one for the tops. Now I'll wrap them in cling film or plastic food bags and get them into the fridge for at least 2 hours. Now this pastry can be made well in advance or even the day before. On to making this fantastic pie filling. For this recipe you can use basic pre-packed sausage meat, but what I like to do is to use my favourite sausages and simply remove the skins myself. Not only do you get your favourite sausage taste, it usually works out cheaper too. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the closest to our UK sausages are called breakfast sausages in the US. Mine are pork sausages, but use whatever sausage meat that you like. Beef is quite good too. Right, I'll quickly go through the other ingredients, starting with 4 small tomatoes, deseeded and finely chopped. The next ingredient is optional, but it does give this filling a wonderful flavour, and it's 2 teaspoons of this dried sage and onion stuffing mix. If you can't get it, just leave it out. Next is 1 teaspoon of dried sage. For the seasoning, you'll just need a ½ teaspoon of salt. You'll also need 2 large eggs well beaten. Half goes in the filling and the other half is for the egg wash. Place your sausage meat in a mixing bowl. Mash it up a little. Add the tomatoes. My mother used to use canned tomatoes in her large plate pies, but I find that tinned or canned tomatoes produces too much water in these relatively small individual pies, and if there's too much steam created in the pie, it bursts through the pastry. Next to go in is the sage. You can also use fresh sage if you can get hold of any. Now add the salt. And the final dry ingredient is the sage and onion stuffing mix. Now give that a quick mix. OK, add half of your beaten egg. Put the other half aside, and that's for your egg wash. Give that a bit of a mix. And the final seasoning for this filling is a couple of shakes of white pepper. OK, give that a final mix. And it's as simple as that. Your filling is now complete. Now set it aside for now. Time to roll out your pastry. So, place your now chilled dough onto a floured surface. If your dough is still a little hard from the fridge, just squeeze and manipulate it for a couple of moments until it's soft enough to roll. And now sprinkle a little flour on the pastry. Now, lots of viewers have mentioned in the comments that they're having great trouble rolling pastry out evenly. But this special high quality stainless steel rolling pin is the answer. The rolling pin makes you roll the dough out to a precise thickness perfectly and consistently. It has different size spaces on each end, varying from thick to very thin, so it's virtually impossible to get it wrong. I'm so impressed with these pins that I've added them to the website shop. And like the caption says, this is ideal for novices or professional bakers alike. And for these pies I'm using the 1/8 or 3mm spacer. And all I have to do now is keep rolling until the fitted spacer hits the bench. It's impossible to go too far. Absolutely brilliant product. Now these are the little pie tins I'll be using. So you'll need something to cut the right size circles for the bases to fit these tins. And this plastic dessert dish is the ideal size for the bases for these tins. Obviously you need to cut yours to whatever size tins that you're using. I'll leave a link in the description to my affiliate UK Amazon page for these tins, and they do come in a set of 6. And indeed, this recipe is enough to make 6 of these pies using these tins. But for the video, I'll just be showing you how to make 4. I'll make my other 2 off camera. Now roll out the pastry for the lids, and the ideal size for the lids is the actual pie tin that you're using. Right, everything is cut, so I'll have a bit of a clean up, and when I come back I'll start assembling these delicious pies. Before going any further, preheat your oven to 170 degrees Celsius, that's 340 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 3. OK, time to put these beauties together. I'll show you how to do one from start to finish. Place one of the base pastries over the top of your greased tin, making sure it's centralised. Now gently press it down all the way to the bottom corners. Make sure you don't have any air pockets in the bottom. And for those girls and guys who have long fashionable nails, use a little piece of folded pastry to push it right down into the corners where the base meets the sides of the tin. Now make sure you have a lip of pastry all around the edge of the tin. Get your sausage pie filling and fill the pastry case level with the top of the tin. The egg in the recipe will cause the filling to expand when baking, so don't overfill the pie. Take your remaining beaten egg, give it another quick whisk and brush it all around the edge of the pastry rim. Carefully place one of your lids on the top of the pie base and gently press it down. OK, using your thumbs and forefingers, crimp the two pastries together as shown. Try not to get egg wash between the pastry and the tin, as this will stick when it's baking. You can go around a couple of times to ensure you have a good seal. Now cut a couple of vent holes in the middle of the pie. And brush egg wash all over the pastry top. Make sure your vent holes are clear. Place the finished pie on a baking tray. Now do the same for the other three. I like to bake mine on this perforated pizza tray, as the perforations allow the heat to get through to the bottom of the pie tins. Once all of your pies are prepared, get them into the preheated oven, and just in case there's any leakage, you can place a catch tray on the bottom of your oven. Now set your timer for 40 minutes. And while those are baking, I hope you don't mind if I give my 3 recipe books a bit of a plug. The books have lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in them. All 3 books are available in the website shop, along with lots of other equipment I use in the videos. As a bonus, books 2 and 3 have QR codes on every recipe. All you have to do is scan the code with your smart device, and that'll take you directly to the corresponding video on YouTube. We also have a shop open on eBay now, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description box below the video. OK, back to the pie recipe. Once the time's up, get them out of the oven and onto a wire rack and let them settle for 5 minutes. They're way too tender to remove from the tins just yet. And as you can see, they're looking fantastic. And the aroma is amazing. And when I come back, I'll let you see what they're like on the inside, and of course have a little taste. Right, it's been 5 minutes, so they should be fine to remove from the tins now. They are still quite hot, so they're perfect to serve at this point. And as you can see, the bottoms of the pies are well cooked too. You can also serve these cold as well. They're absolutely ideal for picnics or a cold buffet. Right, I'll cut one open so you can see the inside. And a little advice to the trade. If you're running a cafe or a small restaurant, get these on your menu. I'm telling you now, they'll be a big seller. The filling inside is looking moist and delicious. And like I said earlier, due to the egg in the recipe, the filling has expanded, filling up the pastry. And that's why it's important not to overfill at the start. And here I go for a quick bite. And the taste is a little like the turkey stuffing you get at Christmas, but much meatier and absolutely delicious. And FYI, this is how we serve these from our work kitchens, with boiled new potatoes and a nice salad. I do hope you try this one at home, everyone. It's quick, it's simple, cheap and extremely tasty. And this old pie recipe definitely deserves a huge thumbs up, guys. And as promised at the beginning of the video, here is the latest list of my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thank You button supporters. And they are Kenneth Hunter, Marguerite Parfit, Christina Nepper, Philip Chivella, Kate Bartholomew, Leslie Fitzpatrick, Mary F. Mueller, Jonathan Ellis, Jens K., Jeremy Larkin, Marina Pulu, Don M., Kirsty Williams, Natalie Jane DeLeo, Giant Jake, Lindsay Weller, The Doctor 1225, Faith Sykes, Mark Lewis, Kayleen Evans, Christalita, Daniel, Dr. Gibbon J. Varghese, Dennis Deitch, Nigel Thompson and Jill Green. And there's also one who wishes to remain anonymous. Thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.